We're going to see Jake Marklinger. He's already made his Vol debut in a couple games last year, but I'm looking for Jake Marklinger's first passing touchdown as a Vol. And I'm going to throw in George McIntyre, too. Gets one through the air as well. So we got Joey. He's going to have a great first half. He's going to be able to sit, put him on one of the benches, put that helmet up, take the pads off, whoever. We're going to see both backup quarterbacks find receivers, pass catchers in the end zone for their first career passing touchdowns as Vols. That's my prediction.
I love all that. I think we scored 60-plus points.
Oh, yeah. 60 burger.
Maybe with the chance to score 70 in the fourth, right? I think all 80 guys that are eligible to play. So let's utilize the roster. Let's get some young guys some blank time.
Well, week 1 of college football is in the books, and there are already plenty of storylines captivating the college football world. Arch underwhelmed as the reigning champs took down the '1 Longhorns. LSU is 1-0 for the first time in 5 years. Carson Beck shined as Miami took down Notre Dame. UCLA got beat by 33 in Bama. Well, it's safe to say it feels like low tide in Tuscaloosa. With the rest of the country playing basically cupcake games, there are plenty of fan bases still filled with high hopes for the season ahead. Among those fan bases are us, the Tennessee Vols. They showed out with a 45-26 season opening win in Atlanta. That was last week. The Vols are 1-0. We are on to this week. My name is Thomas Wharton. This is More Steam, and I am joined today with a special co-host, James Clauset. James is our CEO here at the Volunteer Club in Spire Sports, I guess, too. And he's on More Steam. James, welcome.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Big shoes to fill, replacing Will Watkins.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad you're here. I had to do this by myself last week.
Which you did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. But it's a lot more fun with friends, as is most things. So let's move into the week ahead, week 2 of college football. Not a ton of games, right? We'll talk about our matchup against ETSU later. FanDuel, this is not a betting show. We don't talk about betting. But over and unders, spread lines, it's good context to dive into matchups. I can't even find it on FanDuel. I was looking for educational purposes only, of course. Can't even find it. Game's not even listed. But moving into this, we do have some big games. The first SEC matchup, of course, Ole Miss at Kentucky. Any thoughts?
Interested to see Ole Miss in year 2 kind of still in that, the way they do NIL, the way they leverage the portal, utilize that. How does that work this year? Obviously last year was a huge success with Dart and all that. Interested to see what that looks like this year.
Anytime you lose a first rounder, especially a quarterback, it's like, what are we doing? But from the various Ole Miss blogs that I've seen, they're not really that worried. Do you know Austin Simmons?
Yeah.
Their quarterback, left-handed, fellow lefty. The dude's 19 years old, and he already has, I think, 3 college degrees.
That's pretty impressive.
He graduated with his, I think it was, what do you get in junior college? Associates?
He got
an associate's degree at like 16 years old. Started early enrolled, so like the dude should still be, I think, a true freshman. It just graduated over the summer with his bachelor's. Took me 4 years, which is the average. And now is pursuing a master's degree as his first year redshirt freshman. Dalton's looking it up behind the camera here. I did my research. This kid's a stud. So we'll see. At Kentucky, though.
Yes, but Kentucky went to Ole Miss last year, won the game. I mean, really that loss, if you look at it, the Florida loss late in the year for Ole Miss, kicked them out of the playoffs officially. But if they take care of business against Kentucky, they're in the playoffs.
Exactly.
I think probably Lane's got the team's attention based on that last year. First SEC game, I look for Ole Miss to win.
I think so too. I mean, I put my money where my mouth is there for sure. And I don't know, did you watch the Kentucky game last week?
I did not.
You didn't miss much. I think it was like a 10-point win over Toledo. It was rough at home too. So I mean, we'll see. The makes me nervous with how last year's game went, but should be fun. Open up SEC play. South Florida at Florida.
Yeah. Obviously, Golish was a former offensive coordinator at Tennessee. Big win last week against Boise State. I mean, it wasn't even like close.
Not even close. That first drive, I was like, okay, here we go. But
this is in Gainesville. This reminds me a little bit of the Tennessee-Syracuse game where you have to play. Like Tennessee had to show up. It's a real legit, team you gotta play. It's not like we're playing ETSU, right? So Florida's gotta show up because South Florida is gonna come in there with a ton of confidence. And I'm actually really intrigued by that game.
Me too. I think I don't know, Dalton, if you could pull it up, Golish's record so far. This will be his third year as the head coach of South Florida. It's probably close to even, so it doesn't blow you away. It's not like the Scott Frost at UCF when they were a group of 5 team, or maybe even Boise State where they're going undefeated.
He's 15-12.
15-12, so close.
I believe now that would be 16-12.
Either way, like it's not like he's winning all these games, but what kind of puts him on the radar are those big time games in which they lose. You get Bama to come to South Florida, or even them going to Bama, and like they
were really competitive.
It's a dogfight in the fourth quarter every single time. So I kind of expect it to be the same thing.
This is his year too. If he can win this year, look for him to take a jump.
Where do you think he goes?
That's an interesting question. I don't know.
I got some buddies that I used to work with, and we are terrified of him coming back to the SEC. I don't know what jobs are going to be open at the end of this year. One can speculate, right? Like, Arkansas.
Sure.
If they go 4 wins, like is Pittman gone? Mississippi State, who knows how long, Levy's leash is, which, I mean, I think Levy's a great coach. Mississippi State's just a terrible job. Who else? Like Oklahoma? Maybe?
I mean, Auburn.
Okay. Yeah.
Potentially. I mean, I still can't believe Alabama could be as bad as that. It's just one game.
They got to go like 6-6.
Yeah.
For that to be legitimate. I'm hoping Golish gets a big old pay promotion to the Big 12. That's terrorize the SEC in 10 more years once you go win it like San Diego State, something like that. Vandy at Virginia Tech, another rematch from last year. This one's in Blacksburg, Virginia. Last time, I think Tech went to Vandy. Vandy beat them, which was kind of the start of, one of their best years in program history, 6-6. But, Vandy. Good for them, right?
Yeah, Vandy. I don't know that I have much good to say about Vanderbilt in general.
This show isn't really high on them, so
I was a little surprised. Virginia Tech played at South Carolina closer than I thought they would, especially after that first drive where South Carolina looked just dominant.
Oh yeah.
Kind of an intriguing matchup too.
It is. I think Drones is a solid quarterback. Didn't play great last Saturday, but it has all the talent in the world. Can run the crap out of the ball. And former Vol Cam Selden is back there running the rock.
Yeah.
Super talented kid. Could never really stay healthy at Tennessee, but I knew him personally for a little over a year. Great kid. So hope to see him have some success there. And finally, the big matchup, the only top 25 matchup of this week, Michigan at Oklahoma. Michigan relatively dominant win against their opponent last week. Oklahoma, the same. Bryce Underwood, John Mateer, both quarterbacks, obviously different ages, but massive names coming into this college football season. What do you think?
Well, that was a coach we missed a second ago. He's clearly on the hot seat to some degree with the program that expects to win a bunch of football games. Haven't done that. This is kind of like spotlight's back on OU. How do they look? I don't know. They got Texas coming up
pretty soon, right?
Yeah,
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Is Red River.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is Oklahoma's game to lose, right? Michigan, you gotta. I don't know. I guess I want your opinion on this because if you're Michigan, you have all the excuses, right? Like you're on the road, it's early in the year, it's non-conference, it's a freshman quarterback, second year coach, like you're reshuffling all these people. So like you drop the game, no one's coming for your throat. Oklahoma, on the other hand,
Venable, he's got to feel a lot of pressure in this game.
That seat gets real warm real quick.
Yeah.
If you're going into Texas with already a loss on the schedule, out of conference loss too.
We sat together at the game at OU last year. Underwhelming SEC environment for me.
It's not an SEC environment.
Yeah, fair.
It's not. I mean, it's just not. Like from a facility standpoint, from a fan interaction standpoint, the tailgating scene.
It's awesome, right?
I mean,
Great environment.
it was, but it's just like, you're like, man, the light show was sick. A big Toby Keith guy myself, right? And I know you are, so like, can't hate on them too much, right? When they're saluting that guy. But Dalton, you had something?
They play Texas on October 11th, but they'll have Auburn in Oklahoma 2 weeks prior to that. So they could already have 2 losses whenever they play Texas.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, that's one of the teams, like, it can get real bad real quick. Bama's the same way. I don't want to talk too much about them.
Well, the only thing I would say about Bama this week, I'm more interested in the stands than I am the field.
Yeah.
I think a cool fact for that game Saturday for Alabama, $8 to $11 on StubHub to get in the door.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
so
$8 to $11.
Yeah.
People are trying to sell their season tickets and
I know.
$8.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah. Couldn't say the same about Neyland. That is for sure. Get in is a month's rent. Okay, so that is the week ahead. Let's dive into the Vols matchup. ETSU comes down from Johnson City. What do you think? ETSU coming off a 45-17 win against Murray State. Their head coach, Will Healy, is in his first year. I forget the name of their coach last year, but he was, again, just a one and done and took the Tulsa job. Out of the Southern Conference, anything stand out?
no, classic game of let's just get it over with. Let's make sure that we're healthy.
Yeah.
Play a bunch of young kids. That would be my goal for this week.
I agree. I think you look at the last few years, we've had that, like, our big out of conference matchup in week 2.
Yeah.
Kind of glad that we got Syracuse out of the way. I mean, we're banged up. If we're playing Georgia right now, I don't feel good, right? Jackson Moy banged up for hype said, like, this game, who knows if that means foreseeable future. Ricky Gibson, we don't know if we're going to see him back in pads for the rest of the year. Jamal McCoy, not back. Miles Kisselman played last year. Hobbs. Do we have a timeline on him? I'm not sure.
No.
Kinselman played, scored a touchdown, but, like, he's not 100%. I don't even, is Joey 100%? I mean, he got banged up a little bit in the game too. Definitely a time where you want to have a team like this come in, starters have their helmets off in the second half.
Yeah.
Second half. We'll see. So, for those who aren't super familiar with the Southern Conference football, specifically ETSU, Cade McNamara is a name that you're going to be like, wait, I've heard that before. That's because he is ETSU's starting quarterback. He's also been the quarterback at Iowa and Michigan back in the early J.J. McCarthy days, right? I think.
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy has graduated high school, started 3 years at Michigan, won a national championship, multiple Big Ten titles, was a first-round pick, sat out a year because he got hurt, and is now starting, all while Cade McNamara is still in college. That is COVID. That is how we're doing it these days.
7 4-stars on ETSU's roster.
Okay.
7 formers. So, obviously they're at ETSU for a reason. Something happened off the field. They couldn't quite make it, at the programs they were at. But, nonetheless, that's where some of these group of 6 schools can maybe do some damage when they collect.
Yeah. You have guys that kind of
some talent we don't. Yeah.
That is, people talk about the transfer portal, good, bad, indifferent, however you feel about it. Like, it does allow those guys to find places.
Yeah.
Charlie Browder is their tight end 1 now. Hometown kid, was at UCF with hype, comes to Tennessee, didn't ever really play much, was a great guy to be around, super awesome dude, and is caught 2 passes for him last game, 1 on the first drive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it'd be cool to see him. I'm sure he'll have a lot of teammates wanting to dab him up, give him some love. Devontae Houston is a guy to watch too from ETSU. He's the current SoCon Offensive Player of the Week after 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Again, like you said, I'm just shouting him out. It's ETSU. We'll see. One thing
Devontae Houston has played in Neyland Stadium before.
Okay.
When he was at UConn a few years ago.
UConn a few years ago, you don't say. Okay, so it'll be his second time. That is something I was listening to the radio. A lot of these programs, smaller group of 5, and then obviously FCS, they use these type of pay games because we're paying them like $500,000, something like that. They use that's part of their recruiting for some of these guys. It's like, yeah, you're coming to play college football in Johnson City, but you also get to go to Neyland. And it's cool that this guy got to This will be his second time. Speaking of second time, this is the second time Tennessee has played ETSU. The last time, of course, was in 2018. Jeremy Pruitt's first win. First of not a many. And also the second time, for the second time, is Joey Aguilar playing ETSU. Fun fact, crazy how all this works. Maybe it's coincidence, maybe it's not. ETSU went to App State, to Boone, North Carolina, as Joey Aguilar is their starting quarterback last year in week 2. So it's actually almost 365 days from when Joey Aguilar has seen at least this same jersey. I mean, we know how rosters fluctuate. But yeah, convincing win on the way for the Vols headed into the biggest game of maybe the whole season, but especially this early season, Georgia next week. Like I said, we're going to mix up the predictions this season on the show. Nothing super, stat-based, stat-heavy. My game prediction, we're going to see Jake Marklinger. He's already made his Vol debut in a couple games last year, but I'm looking for Jake Marklinger's first passing touchdown as a Vol. And I'm going to throw in George McIntyre, too. It gets one through the air as well. So we got Joey. He's going to have a great first half. He's going to be able to sit, put him on one of the benches, put that helmet up, take the pads off, whoever. We're going to see both backup quarterbacks find receivers, pass catchers in the end zone for their first career passing touchdowns as Vols. That's my prediction.
I love all that. I think we scored 60-plus points.
Oh, yeah. 60 burger.
Maybe with the chance to score 70 in the fourth, right? I think all 80 guys that are eligible to play. So let's utilize the roster. Let's get some young guys some blank time.
100%. I always love seeing. I don't know if they did it last year, but the Vol football social media will post a graphic of all the guys that made their Vol debuts in games like this. Be cool to see. But yeah, excited for it. First Vol Club tailgate. First home game, first Vol Club tailgate. We are at McClung Tower, so if you're a Vol Club member and you're watching this, I can't wait to see you Saturday. Me and James will look for you. Come say hi. This is More Steam. We'll see you next week. Go Vols.